Man, Raina, I'm a little nervous to what you finna pull out that mug. I'm finna tell you straight up, girl. I'm a little nervous, honey.
Don't be nervous.
I know my chart off the chains. My chart off the chains. Hey, how you doing? I'ma give it about 4 or 5 minutes. I told y'all I was gonna go live tonight to get my natal chart reading from my daughter. Like, I'm nervous, y'all, because I don't know what the hell finna come out this. I'm finna tell y'all right now. Who I know my natal chart got some shit. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. So the way we gonna do it, when she start talking, I'm gonna make sure y'all can hear what she's saying, and then I expect to get some real truths revealed right now with this like natal chart reading. Like, basically what I'm using it for is, to figure out what my spiritual gifts is and what energy I house. Do you understand? And my strengths and my weaknesses, and so I could set personal goals for my shadow work that I'm doing. So I told you all I was going to come back live when I got it done. So this is my first time ever getting like a natal chart reading. So, but I'll share it with everybody because I think, like I said, astrology is a real powerful tool, and most of us have been shunned away from it, but it's important. And I'm just going to show you how important it is. You ready, Reina?
Yeah.
Can you all hear her? Just anybody, just let me know. Make sure you can hear her. Say, hey, Reina. She don't want to be on camera, so.
Hi.
All right, girl. Whenever you ready to get it cracking, girl, just go ahead and get it on cracking.
Okay, so Mom, you were born on July 2nd, 1979 in Rochester, New York. So I start off with numerology. So I noticed that you were born on the 2nd. The number 2 is governed by the moon. This can make someone highly emotional, sensitive, caring, loving. They take charge in helping people, caring and guiding others in organizations, schools, and colleges that they're in. They're often seen helping and guiding. You're often seen guiding and helping others. You're highly adaptable and flexible. You're always comfortable behind the scenes. You're highly generous, easily hurt by the actions of others, and you're forgiving as well. You're gentle by nature, imaginative, artistic, and romantic. Like the people born on the 1st, like numerology wise, the number 1. You're also inventive, but you're not as forceful carrying out your ideas.
That sounds about right. Okay.
A lot of people who are born on the moon, they can have really creative ideas, but they can feel either held back by their job, by helping other people, or, you guys can tend to overextend yourself in ways,
That is very true. Now, that is very true about me. Like, first of all, I'm a Cancer, so that's already moon energy. But since I guess I chose to come back on the energy of 2, that also in numerology is a moon. So that's like motherly moon. Like, I got double that. Yeah. I put myself on the back burner for others. I've always been a helper. Like, I always try to help people, even to the detriment of myself. I help others. So that's true. Okay, keep going.
Your qualities are more on a mental plane than, a physical plane.
Can you all hear her? I can't tell if well, I guess they can hear you. Okay, they checking it. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you said my qualities are what?
Your qualities are more on the mental plane and like the physical, emotional. So you're more in tune with like the spirit world and people's emotions, like mentally. You're more in tune with people mentally than physically, or you're not as, physically in tune with the world.
That's true. So I do connect with people a lot spiritually. That's I think one of my strengths more than physically. That's very true. That's true. Okay. Wow. Okay.
You're also strong physically, like people born under the number 1 as well.
Strong physically. That's true. Like I get outside, I mow my own grass, I do my own house repairs. Man, I be doing everything.
The only thing I would say to watch out for is to guard against being, restless and unsettled, being very depressed, lacking continuity.
Continuity. You know what?
And, your ideas and plans and, lack of self-confidence. Watch out for things like that.
That is true. Now that's something that I need to work on, and that's one of my shadows. I agree. It's like having the ability to feel stable and feel secure within myself, and to know that I can do it. Like it's always like I'll start something and then I'll start something else. It's like my mind can't be still sometimes. Like I start, but I won't finish, or I'll procrastinate it to the last minute. I'm a procrastinator. I love you guys too. Okay, so that's in my shadow. So that's something that I need to watch out for, and that's actually one of the fallacies that I realize about myself. So that's very interesting. Had I had this chart read a long time ago, that would have helped me get here before now. Okay, go ahead.
Also, be inclined, to watch out for being too oversensitive or easily get like depressed or feel very unhappy when you're in, uncomfortable environments, unhappy environments, things like that.
Yeah, the empathic part of me, like, yeah, I have troubles with depression because I can feel stuff. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the top 3 in astrology is the ascendant, the sun, and the moon.
So the top 3 in astrology is my ascendant, my sun, and my moon. So what's
in everybody's chart?
In everybody's chart is
yeah.
The ascendant, your sun, and your moon. So what is your ascendant?
Okay, so your ascendant, it's basically like your physical appearance, but it's also your outlook on the world.
So it's kind of like how the world sees me
and how you view the world.
So that's interesting because everybody usually go off of their sun sign, but actually how the world sees you is your ascendant.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I noticed that your ascendant is at the 29th degree of Libra. Now, the number 29...
You said the 29th degree of Libra is my ascendant?
Yes. It's in Libra at the 29th degree. Now, the 29th degree in astrology, it's a very complicated degree. It's a very conflicting degree because it can sometimes bring like disasters. It's known as the crisis degree.
So I'm at the crisis degree in Libra.
Yeah. So
it makes sense. Go ahead.
So with your ascendant being at the 29th degree of Libra, a lot of Libra ascendants, their life is usually affected by other people. So other people's thoughts and feelings and their actions affect you. You're also affected by your interpersonal relationships with people, like your personal relationships.
Man, I swear to goodness, it be my personal relationships with people that always put me in a bad spot.
Yes. But with that number 29 energy, it can put you in a lot of bad situations with a lot of men, a lot of, romantic relationships. It can put you at odds with people. Like you could rub people the wrong way at times, Or like people will just find a reason to just dislike you to just dislike you.
All my life, I had to fight. So that's that anaretic degree, that 29. So where you got those 29s at your chart, depending on what your sign is there, or what I guess is in,
it's
determines. It's always the conflicting side. So that's the conflicting side of my Libra, and that's on my ascendant. So that's how the world sees me then.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, with that 29 energy, it can create a sense of unstable relationships too, like relationships here and there. Like relationships can happen quickly, but they can also end quickly. And it's always...
This shit true.
It can create situations to where you feel like relationships are based off of convenience more so than love.
Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so convenience more than love. I think for other people's convenience and not mine. That's what it's based. Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like my relationships and my life has been based off of other people's convenience and not my own. That damn anaretic 29 Libra. So basically, man, I wish I would have got this done sooner. It would have saved me a whole bunch of BS. So basically, I need to protect myself, my finances and stuff like that when I deal with other men, when I deal with a mate. Because if not, then it's going to be that, what you basically saying.
Yes. It also doesn't help the fact that Libra also rules Venus, which is connected to money too.
Man,
so I would watch out for
y'all, I'm telling
partnerships and money too.
I done been in relationships with men before. I done been engaged. One time I opened up a bank account with my fiance. In 1 month, he ran through $20,000 of the whole bank account. That was when I was young in my undergrad. I had saved up 20. I'm not bad with money. I've never been bad. It's always been my mates that are bad with money. Every time I enter money into a relationship, it go down. Now, this makes sense that Libra and that anaretic degree is basically telling me that I don't need to include finances in my relationships. Not my finances. Because I'm a giving person. But obviously, that's the issue. Keep going, Reina.
Okay.
It's tough. So, I need a real drink over here.
Now, moving on to your sun. You have your sun in Cancer at the 10th degree, squaring your moon in Libra at the 11th degree. Now...
Wait a minute. Okay. So, my Cancer is in what?
You have your sun in Cancer at the 10th degree, squaring your moon in Libra at the 11th degree.
A square ain't good.
Yes, it's not good, but it can also...
A grand evening.
But it can also promote growth. It can also cause growth because squares are challenges in life.
So where you're squaring at in your chart is what you came here to learn.
To learn, yes.
Okay. Go ahead. So tell me more about that.
Squares can also cause friction. But the friction is ultimately like the friction or the challenges is ultimately meant to like help you grow. So like a lot of squares or oppositions, they can cause very conflicting situations, but you're supposed to learn from these situations. Okay.
All right.
So your sun in Cancer at the 10th degree, squaring your moon in Libra at the 11th degree. The number 10, it breaks down to 1. So usually a lot of, 1, it basically deals with like childhood. So your sun in Cancer squaring your Libra moon. I noticed that these people, sun and square moon people, their parents were separated when they were young.
That's true.
Basically, like in their childhood.
Yep.
And then also you have your moon in Libra at the 11th degree. The number 11 breaks down to 2, which is another moon-based influence. So with
My
that
mother.
sun in Cancer and that 2 energy with your moon,
love you too.
It can create a very emotionally volatile situation with your parents. Like, both of them could have been emotional. Both of them could have had egos. It could have been a push and pull effect with the two of them.
There was a very highly volatile relationship, a lot of domestic violence.
But it can also cause them to have similarities to each other. That's how they appeal to each other. They could have both been very artistic.
They were very artistic, both my mom and my dad, but they had a highly volatile relationship, and it negatively impacted my childhood because I was never stable.
Also, with your sun squaring your moon in Libra, you could have very high mood swings.
This is true.
You could feel things very deeply, like the one.
Just say it, girl. Just say.
I feel like you can feel things very deeply, and like when you feel things, it can cause friction between your personality and how you really feel. So at times you can be like cold and brush it off, and
I'm a bottler.
You're a
so
bottler.
That makes sense because, well, I was a bottler, but I'm not a bottler anymore. I moved past that. Now I just say how I feel. But in my childhood, I was a bottler. So I could feel everything, very empathic. Like I could tell what people were thinking without them even saying it. So I would bottle those emotions or whatever and kind of pretend. Just pretend. You understand? Even though I knew, I would pretend. Okay, keep going. This is interesting. Go ahead.
Your sun in Cancer is quincunxing your Jupiter in Leo at the 11th degree.
Talk up a little bit. My sun in Cancer is quincunxing what?
Your Jupiter in Leo at the 11th degree in the 10th house.
That's another 11. That's another moon.
Yeah.
What's the 10th house?
The 10th house, it's basically, it rules like the work environment, professionalism, things like that. It can rule money too, or how you make money. Okay.
So the 10th house is the money house, and I have something quincunxing. My sun, what would you say, my sun in Jupiter?
Your sun in Cancer is quincunxing your Jupiter in Leo.
Okay, so
at the 11th degree in the 10th house.
So what does that mean?
Okay, so with your sun in Cancer quincunxing your Jupiter in Leo, did your dad travel a lot? Did Grandpa travel a lot?
Yeah, he traveled all the time. My dad was a traveler.
Did he have like a home-based business, or like did he have a lot of houses he would travel in between to?
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of houses he would travel in between. Yes, he did. My dad sold dope. He was a dope dealer all up and down the East Coast. I ain't got nothing to hide. That's what my dad did. Jamaican Mafia, all of that. That was him. Go ahead.
Okay. So, your sun in Cancer is also sextiling your sun in Virgo at the 9th degree of Virgo. Wait, hold on. Okay, so your sun in Cancer is sextiling your Saturn in Virgo at the 9th degree in the 11th house.
Mm-hmm.
So with your sun in Cancer sextiling your Saturn in Virgo, this can make people hard workers, but it also does reinforce you wanting to be a doctor.
Yeah, okay.
You could have a lot of doctor friends, or
and
friends or people that you could know a lot of people that work in the medical field.
Just from that alignment right there.
Yes. Because your 11th house deals with the groups of people you associate with. It's ruled by fairies.
Okay. So I was going to be a doctor regardless. Do y'all see this? This is crazy. Go ahead.
Your Sun in Cancer sextiling your Saturn and Virgo in the 11th house can also reinforce you making friendships in like the hospital, but it can also reinforce it being a very emotional experience for you. Like,
yeah,
your emotions and your work are tied together.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't be in the hospital, because I could feel when people die, y'all. Like, I could feel people's pain, and that was the problem. That's why I couldn't do a residency, because up in there, yo, like, it touched me a different way. I can't just, like everybody else could just go on. I couldn't just do that, man. I can't see people hurt, and I can't, like, I could feel it, like, in my soul. Like, it go home with me at night. Like, yeah, that's hard. It was hard for me. That's why I had to do something different. I was like, I gotta do this a different angle, because when you an empath, yo, like I am, I could feel everything. Like, seeing people suffer, it just bring me down. Like, it bring me down. It drain. Yes, goddess culture. It drains the energy from me to see people suffer. I can't take it. So I couldn't work in the hospital under those conditions, because it just ain't right, yo. It's a lot of shit that ain't right up in there, yo. Go ahead.
You also have your Sun in Cancer squaring your Pluto in Libra at the 16th degree in the 12th house. Now, the number 16, it breaks down to 7, which is ruled by Pisces. And this can indicate violence at home.
Yeah.
Or a very, volatile home life. Yeah. Especially, like, in your childhood. Your home life could have been unstable, very up and down.
Yup.
You could have also sought a lot of balance in your relationships with other people.
Yeah, that's true. When I was younger, when I was a child, very, very volatile childhood. Very, very up and down childhood. I mean, I can remember going to 4 different elementary schools in 1 year, because my mom is bipolar. So she would just pick up and leave. And she would go through episodes of mania. She would go manic, they manic. And then she'd go depressed. And ain't no joke. Go ahead.
Also,
that's crazy. So that's in my chart?
Mm-hmm. Also, with your Sun in Cancer squaring your Pluto in Libra, these people can be domestic violence victims as well.
Yes, I've been a victim of domestic violence. Yep. That's
especially
true.
With that number 16, because, it breaks down to 7 and it deals with Pisces, and it can deal with victimization. The number 16.
I have been a victim all my life. I
call it the disaster number.
And God, please.
Because you also have a lot of celebrities that were born on the 16th, and they died in very strange ways. You had Tupac, he was born on the 16th. The singer, he was shot, in the car. You had the singer Selena, she was shot by her friend. She was born on the 16th. Then you have the singer Aaliyah. She was born on the 16th and she died in a plane crash.
So that 16 is a crucial number.
It's a very crucial number.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all, I had a crucial life. So that shit's real, okay? Done had a lot of almost near-miss death experiences too. But it just wasn't my time to go, bruh. It just wasn't my time. I'm trying to tell you right now. But when I say I done seen death, y'all just don't even know, bro. Shit's too real. Go ahead, the man.
Also, with your Sun in Cancer squaring your Pluto in Libra at the 16th degree in your 12th house, you could have witnessed death very young in your neighborhood.
Yes, I am.
Have you had any like friends that died?
All my friends, all my childhood friends is dead. I'm the only one alive
I feel like
out of the whole clique. I swear to goodness, y'all, this is crazy. Man, this is touching my heart because I'm for real. Every friend I had in childhood, yo, from my old neighborhood is dead. I'm the only one that lived, me and my brothers, yo, and still to this day, I don't know how I made it, yo. Go ahead, Reina.
I feel like you could have also repressed these memories as you got older because it was a very painful thing to deal with.
That's true. That's true. See, she about to make me cry, but that shit's real. That's true. Go ahead, Reina. Go ahead. I'm okay.
Okay. You have your moon in Libra, sextiling your Mercury in Leo at the 8th degree in the 10th house.
Mm-hmm.
So with your moon in Libra sextiling your Mercury in Leo, these people, they're very humorous.
And I am humorous.
They're also really great.
I'm glad I'm still here with y'all, too. I am very humorous. And I be trying to be humorous on my page, but people take me too serious. But I'm like a super prankster, y'all. I'm not always like so rah-rah. I'm a real prankster. Like, I'm a joke puller. Like, that's me. So, that's part of me, too. Thank you for sending that healing hugs and love and energy. One love, one power. Thank y'all.
Also, with your moon in Libra sextiling your Mercury in Leo in the 10th house, these people, they can actually be really great motivational speakers because the moon deals with, the emotions and Mercury communication.
Motivational speaking.
A lot of your talks can actually be healing to a lot of people.
Well, isn't that interesting? I agree. I love your energy too. Thank you so much. Big hugs, you guys. Big hugs. This is a big part of my spiritual work, so I'm just sharing it with you guys. Okay, so motivational speaking, healing other people through my words. I always said, as I've been doing this shadow work, that I had to exercise my throat chakra. That's why I started talking and everything and stuff. So that makes sense. Okay.
You have your moon in Libra at the 11th degree, trining your Mars in Gemini at the 4th degree.
Right. Oh, trine. What's a trine?
Okay, so a trine is positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like the Trinity?
Yeah, like a trinity, like a triangle.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Okay, so
But the thing is with trines, they have to be activated.
So you have to activate your trines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So with your moon in Libra trining your Mars in Gemini at the 11th degree, I feel like in your earlier conditions, like in your childhood, I feel like your mom was very artistic. Was she like a dancer?
A dancer and a singer, yeah. Yeah, your grandmother could dance and sing. She was very artistic. It made me very artistic, too.
Yeah, that does reinforce you being artistic, too.
I'm very artistic. Like, I used to draw, I used to sing, I used to dance.
Also enforce with your Mars and Gemini because Gemini rules the hands.
And I be doing a lot with my hands. And I got a photographic memory, y'all. So, like, I could see something and then I could recreate it. Like, yeah. Oh, somebody said your voice is soothing. Somebody asked, how do we activate our trines?
Okay, so a lot of your trines are activated by actions.
So your actions, so you have to put actions to activate your trine.
Yes.
whatever your trine is in. So you would do it with your actions.
Like, for example, if someone had a moon in Aries trining their Jupiter in Leo,
Mm-hmm.
this could make them a very business-oriented person.
Right. Okay.
They could have a lot of businesses. They could be a very big entrepreneur.
But they will have to go out and put the effort into starting the businesses. So basically, if you looking at your chart and you got a trine there, you should go into that because that's one of your strengths.
It's one of your strengths.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So
Also,
if you got some trines going on, that's the way you need to go.
Also, with your moon in Libra trining your Mars in Gemini, Grandma could have been very animated in the way that she talks.
Of course, your grandma's very
loud,
animated and loud. Dang, you could see that in the chart that my mom was animated and loud.
Yes, because Gemini also rules communication, and then you have Mars. So basically, like shouting or a lot of laughter in the home, things
Lord,
like that.
man, Jerry Ann was off the chain, boy. She could never be quiet, boy. That's my mom. Her name, Jerry Ann. Go ahead. So you could even see stuff about your parents in your natal chart and what they do. That is crazy, y'all.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to save it, guys.
Yes, because the sun represents the father and the moon represents the mother.
So what the sun represents your father's aspects and the moons in your chart represents your mother.
No. The planets.
The planets.
Yeah, your planet, your sun, it can represent your father. And, the moon, that planet, it can represent the mother. Because the sun is ruled by the 5th house. And the 5th house is, masculine energy.
Okay.
So that's the father. And then you have the moon in Cancer. Cancer rules the womb, the mother, the 4th house. It's feminine energy.
So for my chart, in my 5th house is a sun.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
You also have your moon in Libra, semi-sextile your Saturn in Virgo in the 11th house.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, that definitely reinforced you wanting to be a doctor. I do feel like, did a teacher inspire you to be a doctor?
Yes, a teacher did inspire me to be a doctor. My mentor was a teacher. Mm-hmm. Yep. My mentor at Winston-Salem State, she's a teacher.
I also feel like with your moon in Libra, semi-sextile your Saturn in Virgo in the 11th house, a lot of your friendships could have occurred in like school.
I agree. Yeah, because
in like other communities.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. A lot of my friendships occurred through school because I was mainly in school. And like I said, all of my childhood friends are no longer here. Okay.
Also, with your moon in Libra, semi-sextile your Saturn in Virgo in the 11th house, I feel like a lot of these people are very dedicated students. Like, they can spend a long time in school. A long time in different organizations.
Well, we done been in school our whole freaking life. So that's true. We was always in school. Hours and hours of studying. I would study from the time the sun up to the time the sun came down, me and all my friends. So that is true. That's crazy. That's actually in a natal chart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going. Okay. Boy, that's crazy.
You have your moon in Libra at the 11th degree, conjuncture Pluto in Libra at the 16th degree in the 12th house. Now, with moon conjunct Pluto people, they usually have a very dysfunctional relationship with their mothers.
Yep.
Very toxic relationship.
Very
with
dysfunctional,
mothers.
very toxic relationship with my mom. Yep.
Their mothers, they can also have mental issues too. Or they can disregard their children. leave them to fend for themselves?
All my life, didn't I just say I had to fight? Mom, bipolar. That's in the chart?
Yes. Also, with your moon in Libra conjunct your Pluto in Libra at the 16th degree, that number 16, it breaks down to 7, and 7 is ruled by Pisces. I do feel like that reinforces, grandma's drug use too.
Wow.
Also, with your moon and Pluto in that 12th house, because the 12th house is also Pisces, so that can definitely influence like the drug usage.
Wow. So that's in my chart too?
Yeah.
See, we made this choice to come into, you see what I'm saying? It obviously had to be to teach me a lesson, but this is helping me to understand some of the stuff that happened to me. Go ahead, Reina.
It can also create an unstable relationship with the mother, like the mother can be here and there.
Yeah, like I was awarded a state.
Everywhere.
Yeah, from the age of 9, I was in and out of foster care, yo. Like my mom ain't never really been there for me, yo. Like my whole life, yo.
You have your Mercury in Leo conjunct your Jupiter in Leo at the 11th degree in the 10th house. So with your Mercury in Leo conjunct your Jupiter in Leo, do you have a lot of cousins or a lot of siblings?
I got a lot of siblings on both sides. Right, because you got to make a point. Yes, I do. So I got 4 siblings from my dad, and I got 3 siblings from my mom. So it's like, what is that? 8 of us. It's 8 of us, and I'm the oldest.
Now, with your Mercury in Leo conjunct your Jupiter in Leo in the 10th house, I do feel like a lot of, motivational speakers, a lot of activists have this placement too. Because
the activism.
Yeah, MLK had, the same placement.
MLK had the same placement. Mm-hmm. I believe it because look. Somebody got to stand up. Somebody got to do it.
Also, with your Mercury in Leo conjunct your Jupiter in Leo in the 10th house, I feel like a lot of your sibling relationships could have been shallow at some points in life. I do feel like a lot of it could have been based off of material gain.
Man, if you ain't done just... Man, I wish I could have had this chart reading when I was younger, yo. That's my whole life, man. I just feel like my siblings just used me up.
Oh, my bad. Your Mercury, yes, I'm right. So your Mercury in Leo and your Mercury in Leo is conjunct to both your Jupiter and your MC in Leo, yeah.
Just used up for material, y'all. But when I look around, ain't nobody there. Okay? Shawanda, the ATM. That's all. Anytime somebody needs something, that's when I get a call. That's how my life has been.
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen actors with this placement too.
The money, that placement right there. Well, look what all of them actors go through, because people feel like, because you got material and you and their family, it's their material too. And I don't covet material, so I'll give. But if I ever fall in a tough situation, I can't ask for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not reciprocated. That's my thing. Like, I'm real family oriented. If I got anything, I'll give you my last to not see you struggle. But won't nobody in my family do that shit for me.
Also reinforced with your Mercury in Leo squaring your Chiron and Taurus in the 7th house. A lot of your sibling relationships can definitely be based off of material gain. They can also take advantage of you too. A lot of toxicity is present in these relationships.
That's
Also,
why I had to
with your
walk away.
Mercury and Leo squaring your Chiron and Taurus in the 7th house, I noticed that these people can be in and out of homes with that Chiron and Taurus influence based off of relationships. Like, you can be put in homes and then taken out of homes.
I was a ward of the state. Remember, I was in foster care from the age of 9 until I got emancipated at 17, and I went from house to house. I used to run away. Then when I got too old, they put me in group homes, and I went to a couple group homes. Then I left the group home. Then I had a guardian that liked them. And then when I turned 17, I just went to court and was like, release me. So I was everywhere, okay?
You have your Venus in Gemini in the 25th degree, opposing your Neptune in Sagittarius at the 18th degree in the 2nd house. Now, with your Venus in Gemini opposing your Neptune in Sagittarius in the 2nd house, I would create a discernment with partners and money, because money can come and go with that Neptune in Sagittarius.
So sometimes I be up and sometimes I be down. Boy, I tell the money hit my and it'll leave, but I get it right back though. That's how it go. Like, I don't covet it. It just, hey, it is what it is.
You can also lose money by moving to certain places, places out of the country, things like that.
So I can actually lose money by moving out of the country. Wow.
Also, with that Venus in Gemini opposing your Neptune and Sagittarius in the 2nd house.
That's deep, because I was thinking about getting the hell out of here, y'all. Go ahead.
Your Venus in Gemini at the 25th degree opposing your Neptune and Sagittarius in the 2nd house. Yeah, you can definitely lose money through your partners. Your partners, they can be very sneaky and underhanded. Like, they can also be very deceptive too.
Man.
Also, people with this placement, they can attract scam artists too. Like, a person will, you'll meet a person. Also, I would be careful on social media too, because the people you meet on social media, they can definitely be scam artists.
Man, Lord, man, look.
They can definitely ask you for
She
money.
not lying. Like, I done met some dudes before, y'all, some men. I'm telling y'all, this is no slight against no brothers, but this is really happening in real life. They'll have a whole different identity, yo. Fake ID, fake name, that shit'll line up. Do you hear me? This is crazy. This is in my chart. Go ahead.
Also, you have your Venus in Gemini, trining your ascendant in Libra. This can make you very beautiful. So that trine has been activated.
Well, thank you. I do the best I can.
That also can create a very artistic person.
Okay, that's true.
Have you ever played instruments before?
Yes, and I play them now. Like, I got a Native American flute up there that I'm learning how to play, but I play the clarinet, the bass clarinet, the saxophone, and the piano. I taught myself how to play those instruments too, and how to read sheet music on my own. I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking blackberry tea. Yeah. Look, it say PowRa on it. Look, PowRa. Thank you. Man, that is crazy that you could. So that's a trine, though. Beauty is a trine. Beauty is a trine that you gotta act.
Be a trine too.
That you could. Man, look here. So if you got a beauty trine in your chart, like you done chose. You gotta use it. You gotta activate it. Man, go ahead. Yes, live tea. I love tea. That's my favorite. Go ahead.
I've also seen poets with this placement. Have you written poetry before?
I used to write poetry, sheet music. I used to rap when I was young, write all kind of raps and stuff, all kind of screenplays and stuff, poems. I had like a book of poems. I used to write stories, like stories I used to love to read, and I used to love to like write my own little stories and stuff like that and do that stuff. Man, that's crazy.
You have your Mars and Gemini squaring your Saturn and Virgo in the 11th house. This can create frictions and conflict in friendships with siblings. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually fought a sibling before, like physically.
Oh, I done fought all my siblings. I get it. And I stopped writing because, you know, life, like I had a hard childhood. So when I was little, when my grandma was alive, we were more stable. So I used to write all the time. But when we left New York, I came down to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We moved into Cleveland projects. Look, there wasn't no motherfucking time to write. You was out there surviving. You had to learn. And I was totally different. You understand? Like, I had a New York accent. Everybody think because you come from New York that you used to fighting and everything. I didn't come from the city. I came from upstate New York. You understand? But they didn't know that. So I used to have to fight every day. I used to have to get it, So the writing, all of that art went out the window. You understand? I ended up joining the gang. Like, hey, it was real. It was survival.
With your Mars and Gemini squaring your Saturn and Virgo in the
What?
11th house.
What?
Gang activity.
Gang activity is in my chart?
Yes. Also with your Mars and Gemini squaring Saturn and Virgo in the 11th house, I would be careful with law enforcement because that can definitely deal with being arrested.
I done been arrested. I ain't got no record though, but I done been arrested. I done had my FaceTime with 5-0. Let's just say that. I done had my FaceTime with the police. Yeah. Look.
Also with your Mars and Gemini squaring your Saturn and Virgo in the 11th house, because the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, but Aquarius actually rules technology, and Gemini is ruled by the 3rd house, and 3rd house rules cars. Mm-hmm. So I've seen these people in a lot of car accidents.
I'll wreck a car. It won't even be my fault. People be running into me.
I've also seen these people, they can lose their cars too, like if their car is either stolen or repo.
Man, I done had when I was younger, I had maybe about 2 or 3 repossessions, I'm not even finna lie. This is crazy. I done had car accidents, and when I was younger, I had some repossessions. This is true. That in my chart? Mm-hmm. Keep going, Reina.
You have your Jupiter and Leo in the 11th house, squaring your Uranus and Scorpio at the 17th degree in the 1st house.
I got a lot of lessons to learn. Y'all hear all of these squaring? Okay, so what's that one?
Okay, so your Jupiter and Leo squaring your Uranus and Scorpio. I feel like a lot of these people when growing up, conflict was definitely a prominent lesson in your life, like fighting and things like that. Is definitely reinforced with fighting.
See, so, well, at least I learned that lesson early, bruh. Yeah, hey.
Also, with your Jupiter and Leo squaring your Uranus and Scorpio in the 1st house, I feel like you switch schools a lot.
Like I said, that's in my chart?
Yes.
I went to one year, I went to 4 schools in 1 year. And I made straight A's. That's the whole point. Made straight A's. School wasn't hard. Just fitting in was, because you know when you're the new person, you just come in. As soon as you learn the people, you to the next school. As soon as you learn, you to the next school, and to the next school, and to the next school. My daughter's doing this reading. She's the gifted one in astrology. Go ahead, baby.
You also have your Jupiter in Leo at the 11th degree, trining your Neptune in Sagittarius at the 18th degree in the 2nd house. This can I definitely seeing you. This definitely explains your business. Your business with creating jewelry, creating art, things like that.
So that's part of.
You also make a lot of money from that too.
Really?
So that trine, it's being activated.
I'm activating that trine right now. Remember, I told y'all I'm working on doing stuff that I like to do, and I like to create stuff and make jewelry and art and stuff. So that's what I opened up. I honestly didn't open it up for no money or nothing. No, I just did it because that's what I was doing when I was a child, and that's what makes me happy. So that's what I do. I just create stuff.
Also, with your Jupiter and Leo trining your Neptune and Sagittarius in the 2nd house, I definitely feel like these people can be very spiritual and traditional. They have very traditional values.
That's true.
Spiritual values.
Very spiritual values. That's interesting. That's true.
I feel like these people could have grew up in a church or been surrounded by church people.
Man.
Like people in the church?
Yeah, like
involving religion.
Organizations involving religion and never fit into that shit. Like I got, your Aunt Willie Jewel, your Aunt Lois, all of them are like prophetesses in the church. Yo, I got 2 sides to my family. It's like I got the real Christian, and then I got the whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, hey, yeah, go ahead.
Your Jupiter in Leo at the 11th degree is quincunxing your North Node in Virgo in the 11th house. That definitely reinforces your residency being held up by higher people. So higher people being involved in your residency being blocked.
Say that again, girl.
Higher people being involved with your residency being blocked.
Yeah, the FBI. Yep. Look, it's real. It is real. Listen, guys. I tried to get a residency 3 times. All of the program directors, everybody was like, we done ranked you to come to our program. They put your residency in something called AMCAS, and they do this scramble or whatever, and the damn computer chooses who is supposed to go to what residency. Also, never got one.
That 11th house energy,
now
the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius and technology.
Now listen, my daughter is telling me that somebody higher up was blocking me from getting a residency. What I found out later, and I'm not going to name the friend who told me, is that when I was young, when I was 2, I went to a Head Start that was run by the Black Panthers called the Learning Tree up in Rochester, New York. Every child who was in that program up there has an FBI file on them. Now, understand. So I have an FBI file on me just because of the preschool, the Head Start that I went to, because it was run by the Black Panthers. That's how deep this shit is, y'all. Keep going.
That's also reinforced with your Jupiter and Leo, quincunxing your North Node and Virgo in the 11th house. Your friends could have had something to do with it too. Or you could have been involved in secret organization.
It was a lot of people involved in that.
Black Panthers, for example.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, I wasn't involved in it. Your grandmother was. But because I went to the learning tree and got a lot of that stuff instilled in me, all of them kids got an FBI file, yo. Oh, they said your voice is so angelic. One of my followers, she does have a soothing voice, doesn't she? She's a bright light. She's a good girl. Man, that's crazy. So now my chart even more reinforced that the secret organization, which would have been the Panthers, having an affiliation with that. Also, what see, it's reinforcing what I'm telling y'all. That's
then
crazy.
You have your Jupiter in Leo squaring your Chiron in Taurus at the 12th degree in the 7th house.
Mm-hmm.
So your Jupiter in Leo squaring your Chiron in Taurus in the 7th house. Yeah, that definitely reinforces you learning something from like partnerships or other people.
So that's something that I gotta work on. So my partnerships with other people, I'm supposed to learn lessons from those partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that. So see, the stuff you gotta work on. See, I got stuff I've been working on. Didn't even know it was in my chart. Go ahead.
You also have your Saturn in Virgo squaring your Neptune and Sagittarius in the 2nd house.
All of these squares, y'all.
This definitely can reinforce you getting money but also losing money. It also reinforces you traveling, but there being, due to like medical programs, because Virgo does also deal with medicine. It's from about 6th house health.
And being in medicine, boy, I'm telling you, that took a lot of my money. That wiped out my whole personal savings. Because I had a big personal savings before I went into medicine, and it wiped it clean. All of the traveling, all of the hospitals, traveling for medical interview, all that stuff. It's very, very expensive, guys. It's not cheap. I'm talking 30 grand, 30K easy, 30, 40K easy. Just going to all of those interviews every year, just going to different hospitals for different clinical programs, trying to live, you understand what I'm saying? And then I had kids. I had 4 kids to take care of too, not just myself, because I was non-traditional. So blew through a lot of money in going to medical school. Go ahead.
Also, you have your Saturn at the 9th degree of Virgo conjunct your North Node.
That's true.
In the 11th house. So that definitely does reinforce, you being a doctor. But it does reinforce your residency being held up by higher people once again with that 11th house Virgo influence.
I wish I would have known this sooner, because then I wouldn't have wasted all my money going to them residencies, because I know that was going to block me. I could have done something different.
And with your Saturn in Virgo conjunct your North Node in Virgo in the 11th house, I definitely feel like a lot of your groups and friendships, you learn very hard lessons from them. But these lessons are, progress for like growth. They can cause growth.
That's true.
I would be very wary of self-sabotage in relationships too.
Self-sabotage.
And self-sacrifice.
Yeah. Because I'm loyal to this, and it's too loyal. You understand, to a point that you can say, yeah, that's true. That's something that I'm worked past though. But in my past relationships, I have been that person.
Also, with your Saturn in Virgo conjunct to your North Node in Virgo, it's a good thing you didn't take that vaccine, because with that Saturn in Virgo influence in the 11th house,
I'm going to have to go out and come back. I'm going to go out and come back, y'all. I'm going to go out and I'm going to come right back. It's about to end the live. Ask a
Your
question
North Node
too.
and South Node.
I'm gonna ask a question too.
About the tarot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm gonna ask yet. Man, good grief. Girl, you got me over here sniffling and stuff. Hey, I'm gonna start it back in a second. I'm gonna see who I'll come back on. I don't got a whole lot left. That's good. But shoot, that was enough. That was an hour right there. Man, I hate thinking about my childhood, yo. That's like one of the most painful times in my life. Mm. Okay, Juicy. Y'all know I'm a Cancer too, so I'm like a big bag of water. So, you know, I'm really like fighting back the tear jerk because like once I start crying, good gosh almighty, it don't never stop. Them tears be flowing. I don't cry a lot, but when I cry, I cry. Okay. So where was we at?
With your Saturn in Virgo.
A Saturn in Virgo. That sound like some...
Conjunct your North Node in Virgo in the 11th house.
What's the 11th house?
The 11th house is like groups, you know, acquaintances, friendships. So I feel like a lot of your friends were forced vaccinated too.
A lot of my friends were forced vaccinated in the hospital?
That's
true.
It's a good thing that you didn't go into the hospital because these people could be forced vaccinated themselves.
That's true.
Like forced to work unless you're vaccinated or like pressures.
Wait,
like
that's in a chart?
Yeah.
Man, did y'all hear that? So my chart actually shows you that my friends in the hospital was going to be forced vaccinated.
Yes.
And forced to work.
Yes, because Virgo rules health. It also rules medicine, doctors, vaccinations.
Virgo rules vaccinations.
Saturn influence.
And then the Saturn is the negative end, right?
Yeah, Saturn's your karma.
So it was their karma to get forced vaccinated? That's what you saying?
Yeah, it's very karmic.
Holy shit. Excuse me, y'all. That is deep as hell right there. Did you hear what she just said? Man, well, it wasn't my karma. See, everything happened for... That's crazy.
Can go either way. You could be forced vaccinated or your friends could be forced vaccinated. It goes either way.
So if I would have went to that hospital, I would have been forced vaccinated. But because I went to... But the dang on chart, because of the Virgo ruling vaccinations and medicine and
then your residency being held up.
Oh my gosh. And it has something to do with their karma?
Yeah.
Oh
my.
my.
Karmic thing.
Because Saturn.
North Node and South Node conjunctions to like any planets are very karmic.
So North Node and South Node. So what my South Node or North Node was conjunct?
Your North Node.
So that's the path though. That's the right. Oh my God.
The path you're supposed to be on.
Whoa.
But the thing is, I see it like this. See, with your North Node and your South Node, you have to be balanced with the two. Like you have to use your South Node to your North Node's advantage.
Right.
But you can't be
all the way two of one thing. You got to be in the neutral.
Yes.
So the South Node, is that the stuff that that's the stuff you've already mastered in your past life?
This is things that you're comfortable with.
So that's what my masteries in my past life. Mm-hmm. But my North Node, the higher self node, is what I'm supposed to work on for this soul journey.
Yes.
And so stuff that's tied to those things is either what I've done in past lives or what I'm supposed to do in this life. Mm-hmm. So it was meant for the stuff like this vaccination stuff and all of that was meant to happen in this lifetime.
It was going to happen either way.
It was going to happen either way. Yo, that's deep.
Then you have your Uranus in Scorpio at the 17th degree, quincunxing your Pluto in Libra at the 16th degree. So you can get into relationships just as quickly as you can get out of them.
Yeah, I be in and out like a thief in the
your
night.
relationships end due to a conflict of interest.
I agree.
This can also create domestic violence in relationships too. Very volatile endings.
Very volatile, man.
I would be surprised if some of your relationships have, been court involved too, because Libra does rule the court system.
That's true too. Man, dang, that is true too. My relationships being court involved. Reina, for real? Yo, that is crazy. You see, shit, when Mike dad, we done been in back and forth in court for the last 3 years, bastard. Like, yo, excuse me, y'all. Yo, that's real, yo. That is real.
Okay, so I'm going to go to your asteroids.
So now we on my asteroids. So that was like the asteroids that was in alignment when I was conceived or whatever, right?
Yes.
You even got asteroids that was lined up and stuff, child.
So your asteroid.
Hey, hello.
So you have your asteroid Anubis.
My asteroid Anubis on poo.
Your sun in Cancer. Now the asteroid Anubis deals with death. It can deal with your soul journey. So with your sun in Cancer opposing your Anubis at the 9th degree of Capricorn, I definitely feel like these people could have saw dead people when they were younger, or their spiritual journeys might have been a little stronger than others in their childhood.
Yeah, I used to see the dead when I was younger, and then I stopped because it scared me. That's true. Yeah, I used to see and talk to the dead. I can remember it, like, and then I had this incident, and I mean, I could see the dead now again, but I just started back seeing the dead probably maybe about 10 years ago. But I remember it was this incident when I was probably about 5, and I saw a bad apparition. Yo, I was in the bed with my grandma. I'll never forget it. And it was like howling like outside of the bed, and it was like one of them shadow people, yo. And like I remember, how like you pull the cover down off of your head, and it was like right there. And I just closed my eyes, and I just like, please just stop me from being able to see dead people. And then I couldn't see them no more. And for a while, I was fine with that, y'all, because that thing scared the hell out of me. Like, I remember that. Go ahead.
Also, the asteroid Anubis does deal with, like, the knowledge of death, too.
Yeah.
So, with your sun in Cancer opposing your Anubis at the 9th degree Capricorn, that also reinforces you witnessing a lot of death in your childhood, a lot of death surrounding the home.
Yeah, a lot my neighborhood, just being around death.
Have your friends ever, like, died, like your childhood friends died when dealing with money?
Yeah, they was caught up in the drug life. Yeah. All of my friends, I'm telling you. It was all money related. Well, most of them was. A couple of them was just beef.
You also have your sun in Cancer squaring your asteroid Telephus at the 8th degree of Libra. The asteroid Telephus, it deals with like telepathy.
Yes, so I'm telepathic. So that makes wow. And it's squaring, so that's something I'm supposed to be working on. And this lifetime is my telepathy. Okay. That's what I've been working on too. I've been working on my telepathy.
So I definitely feel like these people are depression prone because they feel emotions very quickly. They can also but it can also make them a bit unstable. Like emotionally, mentally. Yeah,
because when you telepathic, you can hear other people's shit. Like, it's crazy, but like when you can start reading people's thoughts and stuff, like I could be sitting here, but I could hear my neighbor's thoughts. And sometimes if you're not careful, you'll think it's you. but it's not you. You understand what I'm saying? It's somebody else. So what I've been learning how to do is how to like cleanse myself and cleanse my aura and do all of that type of stuff to try to learn how to deal with being telepathic, because it's a gift, but it comes two ways, like and being able to turn it off and on, because sometimes I can't control it. Sometimes I can't control it. Yeah, big up to Anubis, yo. Big up to Anubis. Be walking in them halls of Amenti, yo. But I'm comfortable around the dead now. Like, it don't bother me. But when I was young, that one incident scared me, so I didn't deal with the dead for a while. What else you got? So these asteroids really tell you like your spiritual gifts and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Your moon in Libra at the 11th degree is conjunct to your telephus at the 8th degree of Libra in the 12th house. Mm-hmm. So this definitely does reinforce you being an empath, like being emotionally connected to other people's thoughts. It working also on a subconscious level. So I feel like a lot of your ancestors can come to you in dreams, or you can see a lot of people's fate in like dreams.
Yes, like I can see people's fate in dreams. My ancestors come to me in dreams. But now I don't even gotta be dreaming anymore. They just come to me in open eye visions, or now they just be doing stuff. Like I was saying earlier, they be cutting on lights, and they be in here messing with us, man. They be hiding stuff and all kind of mess, man. My ancestors be off the hook.
Then you have your moon in Libra at the 11th degree, squaring your Anubis at the 9th degree of Capricorn in the 3rd house.
That's more Anubis?
Mm-hmm. So I've seen people, because the third house deals with like siblings, cousins, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely feel like you could lose a cousin or a sibling, like they could die. Most definitely. Like, have any of them like took the vaccine or anything?
I feel it coming. I already done seen it. You're right. I'm getting ready to lose a couple of siblings, y'all. Also, and I already know that.
It could also reinforce you losing siblings through like your soul journey too. Like them not being on the same path as you. Like everybody has a different soul journey.
Yeah. And that's true, because I done separated from like my siblings, my family. I just separate because I'm somewhere else and they over there, and I can't do it no more. So that's true.
You have your asteroid Icarus. Now your asteroid Icarus, it deals with like sticky situations, situations that we tend to get ourselves in trouble in, where we take risks.
Oh.
You have your asteroid Icarus at the 25th degree of Gemini conjunct your Venus at the 25th degree of Gemini. So it's an exact conjunction.
Well, what the hell?
So I definitely feel like a lot of your relationships end in like very bad, situations. Once again, this does really reinforce your partner stealing money from you. Having sticky hands. Also, dealing with the fact that your Venus and Gemini is
she can. Icarus. Hold on one second. DM me, and she can. Just DM me. Send me a DM if you want her to do a read your natal chart. Go ahead.
Also, with your Venus and Gemini conjunct to your Icarus at the 25th degree of Gemini in the 8th house, that does reinforce your partner stealing money from you.
Man,
taking big risks when it comes to
money. Man, that is so true, man. I wish I would have had this chart in my 20s. It would have saved me a whole bunch of money.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so your Venus and Gemini at that 25th degree conjunct to your Icarus at the 25th degree of Gemini in the 8th house. I wouldn't be surprised if an inheritance was robbed from you.
Victoria stole all that damn money that Dad left us, remember? And stole the house up there.
Yeah.
That was in my name. She stole all that money.
She hid his will, too.
She hid his will. How you see that in there? For real?
Mm-hmm. That's definitely...
Man, I always said that heifer had hid his will and stuff, man.
Because the 8th house does deal with, like, inheritance.
Yup.
Death and things like
Yup. That's crazy.
You have your asteroid Hermes at the 20th degree of Aquarius, squaring your Uranus at the 17th degree in Scorpio. So your asteroid Hermes deals with communication. With your Hermes at the 20th degree of Aquarius, squaring your Uranus in Scorpio, I definitely feel like at times these people could be very forceful in their communication, but it could rub people the wrong way.
Okay.
I definitely feel like sometimes these people can receive also hateful words towards them from other people.
Yeah, that's true too.
Also, these people can put them in situations where they can like stumble over their words or basically like regret saying things or basically like with your foot in your mouth.
Yeah, I try to be measured with my words now, but when I was younger, after I got past the bottling stuff, I just say what the hell I feel when I was like in my, 20s. But then I realized, you understand, that I could talk to a person and it tear them all the way down because I'm going to hit you where I got to hit you. And then I'm an empath, so I can feel how it's hitting you and hit you even harder. So as I got older, though, I've become more measured with my words, and now I'm working on that because I realize, like, because I have that gift of being an empath and being able to feel people's emotions and stuff like that, I know exactly how my words can hit them. I know exactly how to affect them when I say something. So, working on that. When I get angry, to be measured because, yeah. So that's something that I'm working on now.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get to like your north node and your south node.
Okay.
So one thing I forgot to mention is that your 3rd house is at the 29th degree of Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
So I notice these people, they can switch neighborhoods very frequently during their childhood.
Like I said, up and down.
This can also create very toxic relationships with cousins, outside family, siblings.
Very toxic relation. Well,
These people can also
that's
live
crazy.
very far away from their family members too.
Yeah, I'm in a whole nother state. They can't even run up on me no more.
Their communication with siblings can be like cut short, or their, communication with their siblings can be, I'm basically seeing like a lot of arguments, a lot of debates with siblings and cousins.
Hold on one second. You know what, Magic Malone 9? I wasn't even looking at what you were saying, but let me remove you. You see, attacks come from all places, but I'm actually doing this just to share with you guys that you can get a reading and it can help you with your shadow work. This is not about promoting anything. This is really about showing you how you can use astrology to connect the dots to help you with your spiritual journey. I wasn't even paying attention to what she was saying because she's hating, because at the end of the day, if she had a spiritual gift, why are you not sharing it? Why are you on my live? Why aren't you going live and sharing your spiritual gift with people? Why aren't you showing your vulnerability and showing people what the charts can do and teaching through yourself? No, you want to come and you want to attack because you're not this. And see, you have people that are like that. You understand? But you just got to do what I did. Block out the negativity and keep on going. Because this is not about money. Me sharing this with you ain't got nothing to do with money and everything to do with helping you with your spiritual ascension. Because had somebody shared something this powerful with me earlier on, maybe some of the steps that I made, I wouldn't have made, and it would have saved me some stuff, and it would have helped me know myself better. And that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. So the hell with the haters. She can go ahead about her business. Keep going.
Okay, so you have your...
I wasn't even paying her no attention. I'm so caught up in this that I wasn't even paying her no attention. It just caught my eye just now when I looked down. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, exactly, an envious and competitive spirit. But if you got a spiritual gift, why ain't you out here showcasing it? Why are you over here on my live acting like an ass? That's my thing. Keep going, honey. Excuse me. I'm sorry I interrupted my daughters.
No,
I'm over here
okay.
sniffling and everything. Go ahead.
Okay, so you have your South Node in Pisces in the 5th house.
Mm-hmm.
So I notice these people, like, because the South Node doesn't just represent what you're comfortable with. It can also represent your childhood. So I notice these people, when younger, they could have been very artistic.
So my South Node is in Pisces in the 5th house.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the 5th house?
The 5th house deals with creativity, children, hobbies, pleasures, things like that.
Okay.
I feel like these people could have also been very spiritual when young too. Very connected to the spirit world. I definitely feel like these people were very emotional.
Yeah, that's true.
But also create discernment in your relationships with people, because these people, they tend to attract very shady, underhanded people, but, you know, very dark-sided, you know, Pisces people. Dark-sided Pisces people, they can have problems dealing with drugs, or they can have like a shadow side.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I do attract a lot of dark people.
And then be another, because Pisces are also like shapeshifters.
Pisces are shapeshifters? Yeah. Really? Yeah. That's funny.
Now, with your North Node being in Virgo in the 11th house, you have to practice discernment in your relationships. But this also does reinforce you, you know, being, you know, a motivational speaker, or speaking to people, being involved in, you know, groups.
Yeah, I'm real
groups
independent, but I done start,
you know, communication, healing, things like this. Basically like a teacher. You're supposed to be a teacher in this lifetime.
Wow. Well, that's what I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing then. So I am working on that. Okay.
Yeah, it concludes my reading.
Well, that's it. Well, thank you, Reina. That was wonderful. So I hope you guys were able to catch that, yo. Like, that thing was deep. It's got me over here sniffling and stuff, because she hit some stuff. She hit some good points, but, you know, man, she hit some good points, man. It's a lot of stuff I'm working on. A lot of that stuff she talked about that I'm squaring, I'm actually working on. And that's the power of knowing what frequencies you house, and you know what I'm saying? So you could deal with it, deal with that shadow stuff. Like, My childhood is so painful for me, y'all. Like, I don't like to even think about it, yo, because I had to work, man. When I say I done, man, people just don't understand sometimes, but somebody do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do. Man, you know, that childhood, boy, that's what I gotta work on. Like, I gotta work on releasing that energy. You know, it's just hard when you done seen all your friends go down, like every friend, like people, every friend, and then you the only one left out of that group of friends. It was 13 of us, yo. It was 13. You know, people don't understand how hard being in a gang is. Yes, you have family in a gang, and you have good times, but just as much as you have good, you have bad. You lose a lot of good people. Like, people don't understand. People in the gang, they show you one side of that, but it's way deeper than that. You have some good-hearted people that just be in bad situations. And it's not always black and white like people think it is, like good and bad, black and white. It don't always work like that, y'all. And sometimes, man, like people always like, there's a way out. Sometimes it ain't no way out. Sometimes, like, you gotta do what you got to do. And that's what I be trying to get through to people. Like, unless you done walk that walk, and you done lived that life, yo, you can't really flex on it, because you don't know what you would do in a situation. You don't know what you will have to deal with. You don't know what you will have to do to survive, because it really be about survival and protection, yo. It really is about survival and protection. Like, shit gets real. And in my childhood, it got real, yo. And I had to do what the hell I had to do to survive. But I'm a warrior. That's what I came here to do. You understand? And I survived it. And I'm here. And do I think about my friends and all the people that I know in my life that's not here no more? Of course, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, you know. But, hey, I live for them, and they live for me, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I can do, you know. That's all I could do to reckon with that, because I seen a lot of death. And that chart just reinforced that for me. Yes, hi. But, y'all see my lashes about to fall off, y'all. Like, my eyes watery than a mug. Man. It's real, y'all. Like, sometimes I just be sitting and I just, you know, you ask yourself, like, why am I here and they not? Like, that was the biggest thing for me, was the guilt. You understand what I'm saying? It was the guilt. Like, what was different for me from them? And I still deal with that guilt to this day. I don't know what saved me, yo. It was something higher than me. I tell you that, it was something higher than me, yo. It was something higher than me. Yep. It had to be a divine purpose, and that's what I know, and that's why, you know, my whole life now I just try to heal people, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, sometimes you go through that type of stuff, or you go through different walks in life, because you can't help anybody unless you don't walk that walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I got out of it. I couldn't tell nobody how to get out of it unless I was in that gang, unless I was in that domestic violence situation. I can't tell you really how to beat it if I didn't have to walk that walk. And yeah, the shit's painful. You know what I'm saying? But it's doable. You understand what I'm saying? You just gotta be resilient, man. You can't let it get you down. You can't stay stuck there. I think that's how I lived and how I survived. I was resilient, yo. I just didn't stay stuck in one place, and I always knew what I wanted to be. Like, even though I might have been poor, I knew I wasn't always gonna be there. Like, I never imagined my life just being that. You understand? I never boxed myself into a category. And when I went into foster care, you know, they call you an at-risk youth. I never saw myself as an at-risk youth because I always knew I was going to get out. I ain't know the path of how I was going to get out, but I knew I was going to get out. You understand? They hit you with all of those statistics too. When you be in foster care, you go to therapy or whatever, they hit you with all of these statistics. Oh, you 50% more likely to be on drugs. You 80% more likely to be like they just be spell casting on you like a motherfucker. That's why I say people don't know, man, what that damn system all about. But boy, when they get you up in there, they be spell casting on you early, telling you less than, you this, you that, you that, you this. And if you believe them people, you'll become that. But I never believed them people what they told me. You understand? None of that. I always knew I was going to get the hell out. And hey, I don't know how, but I know I had the damn willpower to survive. And that's what I did. That's true. A natural knowing that develops over time. That's very true. Some of us is chosen to walk a different walk. And that was just my walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I'll say about astrology and about the chart, we choose when we reincarnate. I know this from just knowing. We choose this. So this is the chart I chose. This is the game I chose to play down here on this realm. And I ain't choose no easy one this time. I came here to do some work and to learn some stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. I think all of those experiences just made me a stronger person. And I think that's the whole point, is for those experiences to show you that all you need is self. So, I hope y'all enjoyed my reading. I ain't ate, so I'm finna eat. And I'm about to go relax, take me a shower and stuff. I'm gonna meditate on some of this stuff that she told me and work on it. You know, I got some stuff to work on, but that really touched home. Like, a lot of that really touched home. And thank you all for sharing this with me. That's my first natal chart read. And I think I'm going to get some synastry done too. I want to do some synastry on a person. Synastry is like seeing how your chart link up with somebody that you loved. And so yesterday was the unfortunate anniversary of my fiance being killed by the police. He got killed in 2019 on the 22nd of July. So I've been dealing with a lot of shadow work with that too, doing a lot of stuff to try to heal. So I'm still working on that too. All right, y'all. Well, everybody have a good night. Have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and light to you, divine gods and goddesses. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Later.